What's up, y'all? Welcome to the Emperor TV. And today I will be reviewing, recapping Baddies USA Chapter 2, Episode 8. So this week we continue with Tommy being swung on by Big Legs. Big Legs done snuck Tommy a little bit. Tommy walking around with her wig cap. Rolly starts trolling Summer. And we already know how Summer mouth is set up. And out of nowhere, Mariah swings on Amber, and I'm completely lost about that one. I don't even know why Mariah Lynn swung on Amber. I don't even know what that's about. And like I said, I don't know why Amber got snubbed by Mariah Lynn. To be completely honest, I don't know if it's because it's a Siki. So right now in the show, there's two different clips going on. There's girls outside that are fighting, and the others are literally in there, sorry y'all, rehearsing. And Ciroc apologizes to Biggie for sneaking her, and I have to say that was nice to see growth, because yeah, I like seeing that. And we all know Biggie is a very emotional teddy bear. She accepts Ciroc's apology. Meanwhile, outside, Tommy and Summer are trolling Big Lex and others. And honestly, Tommy's mouth, the way how it's said, she said, I know Summer got some firehead. And Big Lex couldn't really say anything back. And back then, you didn't have to fight but like that, like how much as you do back on Love and Hip Hop or whatever. And that's what makes Tommy so entertaining. Her mouth. Just like Summer, her mouth. Birds of a feather flock together. She came from an era where they didn't have to fight. So it looks like it's outsider versus outsider. Tommy's cousin or friend fights Tasiki friend, which was a very entertaining fight. But you can tell Tommy's cousin won or friend won. You can tell she obviously won. Meanwhile, Biggie and the rest of the baddies are rehearsing inside. Fauna and Tavy are throwing shots at each other, throwing shade or whatever. And back outside, Tommy people and Tasiki people are running another round. And back inside, Biggie grabs K-Reek and Wig, cause the rehearsals are finished on the inside. And Summer just keep going, aggravating all the girls. Is what she do best outside this little rehearsal. And Tink and Biggie, they start going back and forth over K Regan's wig. So Tinka has this thing once she gets into a fight with you, she likes to keep your wig, I guess as a trophy. So they get to going back and forth or whatever over some stuff. And then Big Lex somehow gets involved. I guess it was over some old stuff, being brought up. Because I guess Tinka, Big Lex, and Natalie and Biggie, they all took a little trip to Korea. And Biggie was basically off doing her own thing in Korea while Tinka and Big Lex were doing their own thing. Basically saying that Biggie went off and separated herself while they're in Korea. So, y'all, I've been resting all day, so excuse me. And before I even watched this episode, I was at work. So I was watching this episode super, super late. Hence why this reaction, this recap, this review is super, super late because I had to work late. So that's why this video is late. But back into it. Sound check is the next day. And Natalie starts doing her song, Doing What I Want. Then Biggie does her little song. The girls are getting ready to perform, and it looks like a fun night. Fauna, Nick, Egypt, and Kenya perform. Kenya performs her bop. Tavy, Cole Killer, Big Lex, and her family came out, which was cute. Rolly performs her song. Then the audience start fighting out of nowhere. It's given audition. Yeah, the audience started fighting. She had to tell them to calm down. Tinka performs as well as Tasiki. And of course, Miss DTB, Miss Line It Up, performs her hit song, her bop. Mm-hmm. And outside the venue, Summer gets attacked by Tasiki's friend. Summer is crashing out. Police done showed up. Meanwhile, Dolly performing her song F Dolly. Mariah performing aggressively with Tink. Tommy then performs with her people, and Stunner Girl shows up and performs. And Stunner Girl looks absolutely good. I loved her outfit. I loved her look. She looked beautiful. I wish she showed up and was a main cast member instead of just showing up for the performance. And surprisingly, Biggie performs right after. Then sorry y'all, then come it's what's his name? Skilla. I'm sorry if I don't know. I didn't know of Skilla. Who is Skilla? I didn't know who he was, but he performs too. Natalie closed the show out with her song and brought out the baddies. And mind y'all, I was drunk during this whole episode too. So as soon as I came home, opened up the bottle, got drunk, and watched Baddies and Bad Boys and the other show. But y'all know I don't really review that like that. But yeah, I was drunk watching this, and Tommy. And Biggie also apologizes to Natalie. Y'all, I am slacking. I need to get together. Biggie apologizes to Natalie. And my drunk self was laughing because Tommy was explaining what happened when the cameras wrapped with Summer and her friend. I was crying laughing at Tommy as she was explaining what happened with her and her friend. Tommy literally said Summer swung off on her and she was like, oh, for some reason, I just thought that was so funny. Mind you, I was drinking. The way how Tommy did, she swung and I was like, oh my God. For some reason, that was just so funny to me. But yeah, the police are in the room. Tommy immediately tells them that they got to go to work, basically trying to get the police out. And Tommy meets with DTB and Rolly. Oh, not Tommy, y'all. Sorry, y'all. Natalie meets with DTB and Rolly. And they're talking about the outsiders. And I honestly do agree. Why y'all keep allowing these girls to even bring outsiders that are not part of the cast? Because it's just giving, like, extra. Like, do y'all need to do an audition at some point? Once the chapters are done with USA? And, yeah. That's what it's given. And they also started talking about Biggie not fighting. And Biggie says she's an artist, not a baddie. I mean, if Biggie don't want to fight, she don't have to fight. But the show is called Baddies, and you do have to contribute, obviously, some drama. And back at the house, Ciroc started talking with Egypt. And my opinion, I'm sorry, Ciroc, you did not win that fight with Tasiki. Obviously you left with bruises after the fight. Tasiki didn't, so that proves your answer right now. You lost, sweetheart. I'm sorry. And Ciroc just did not win, y'all. She telling Egypt she won. She did not win. Egypt is talking about Kanaya and her beef. Her and Ciroc, they build some kind of bond or alliance. And next we have Tavy versus Pressure again. And in all honesty, it's funny because Pressure is just hilarious to me. Because Pressure just simply do not care. And that's pretty much the episode. And it like it's about to go down next week. And I cannot wait. Please like, comment, and subscribe for more. And I will see y'all next week.